Going on, everybody? It's Geoff Grammer with the Albuquerque Journal. I'm joined by Sean Reider, who is at the U.S. Air Force Academy, Colorado. It is not Colorado Springs. Outside of Colorado Springs. I am in Kansas City, Missouri, and we got some football to talk about. Talk a little hoops. We could talk a little football, and we could talk a little cross country today. I stole Sean's beat, the cross country beat, by heading out at 4:30 a.m. this morning to Columbia, Missouri, and got to cover a national championship. So that was pretty cool, though. Haptum Samuel, for those that don't know, is a NCAA national champion for men's Division I cross country. The UNM Lobo men's team took second. The UNM Lobo women's team took fourth. There were some outside thoughts and hopes of there was a lot of hope, I'm sure, of two national championships for the men's and women's team, but they are thrilled with a second and a fourth for the men's and women's program, the only program in the country to have two teams podium. In cross country, podium is 4 spots, just so people who wonder what that means. But awesome job. And Pamela Koski did not feel good. She took 17th for the women, and she was throwing up right before the race. She was sick after the race and raced anyway. So the women, had she got first, though, 17 spots, even had she took 16 off her score to get to first place, it wouldn't have really actually changed a whole lot. But the women did well enough to get fourth. The men got second. Sean, I stole your beat. Why don't you, before we get to football, tell me about your thoughts when you saw, heard, or whatever it is you learned about cross country today?
Well, first off, it's just classic grammar, right? Like, you do all the legwork, you go out through the season, all this, and then he comes in for the national championship, and come on, like, that is just classic grammar. No, I thought.
Well, I got a question for you before you move on. How many Lobo baseball games have I covered?
I don't think you've done a single one in my time here.
In 14 years, I've covered 2, is when they made the NCAA tournament, because Ken Sickinger had a vacation planned, and we usually don't travel for postseason baseball, but Ken already had a vacation, so they sent me to cover the NCAA tournament for men's baseball.
Shout out to Ken. I think today was officially his he's still going to be working with the Journal, but I think today was officially his official retirement date, I believe.
Shout out to Ken, who I just saw yesterday at the basketball game. Like, he's here in Kansas City.
Yeah, Ken's awesome. Ken is genuinely, like, not to get too sidetracked, but one of the nicest dudes ever, and a hell of a writer and reporter too. So definitely, we're gonna have Ken content, obviously, coming up soon, women's basketball and all that as well. But it does kind of stink a little bit not having a guy like Ken around. He's truly an awesome guy. No, I think it's a real bummer though that Pamela was sick. I mean, that's just really unfortunate, just terrible timing. Because I initially saw, I did not watch the women's race. I watched the men's race. I was driving when the women's race was going on, and I saw that Doris Lemgel from Alabama won. I just got like a tweet notification while I was driving. Shouldn't have been looking at my phone. But that didn't like shock me. And then I saw UNM placed 4th, and I was like, podium's good, but I was expecting, it's only one spot. I was expecting like top 3. And then I put it together with Pamela, and I said, that's a shame. That really stinks. Other than that, I'm thrilled for Haptum. He has been a joy to cover. The key with Haptum is just deliver boring races. At this point, just keep it simple, keep it boring. Don't lose a shoe, don't fall over. I know that meant a lot to him. Obviously, I haven't read your story yet, unfortunately. But Haptum is an electric interview, especially after a race too. He's really fun. I'm sure you had a lot of fun with that today too. So shout out Haptum, man, a really nice guy as well. And shout out Darren Gosson, man. He's done a terrific job, not only in cross country, but the track and field program as a whole, because they're gaining momentum on the sprint side of things as well. And they're going to be in a really good spot. They're already in a great spot, but they're going to be in a really good spot real soon.
So I will have, whenever we get this little show done, I'll finish uploading my Talking Grammar episode 121 with Haptum Samuel.
Whoa!
And, it's not a classic, show two faces interviewing each other. It's just me interviewing him at the cross country championship. But it is me and Haptum, me and Darren, and me and Fernando Lobo, Kansas City basketball man for the last couple days, goes out to the cross country this morning in Columbia, Missouri, and I'm assuming he made it to Colorado Springs today to watch some football.
A source close to Fernando Lobo, aka Fernando Lobo himself, when I asked about his travel itinerary over the last week, said he is kind of running on adrenaline at this point. But I know he was thrilled because
poor guy. He got to fly
he's
around.
had an awesome couple days, man. Like,
and he's just watching. He's not playing. He's not
had an awesome
writing.
couple days, man.
He's just watching and enjoying. I will look. Most of you guys are tuned in for football. I know that.
Are you sure? Sure?
Well, okay. Most of you guys are tuned in for me, the eye candy. But some of you might want some football content, and we're going to get to that in just 1 second. As I always say in every show 5 times, I'm going to put a bow on the cross country stuff with this.
Close the book.
Close the book. I'm going to land the plane. Why would I be ready when I say all that stuff? Yep, that's right. Where did it go? All right. So talking with Habtum today, and it'll be for the podcast I am doing. Did you start thinking about like last year, and did you think about, okay, this is about the point the shoe came off? Did you get any thoughts about the past?
No, not at all. I just use it as a motivation these past years. The shoe off, fell down, and it's a lot of things going on. So I use those things as a bridges, just motivate myself. And okay, I finished runner up with one shoe last year, so this is I'm healthy. Soon was my feet this time, so I'm gonna did it today by any minute. So that was only on my mind, and I'm just waiting for the right moment to make the move.
So when you made that move, about 75, 8? When did you say you made your move?
Yeah, around 2K. No, actually, just 1 mile. Okay. Around 1 mile.
About 1 mile left. 1 mile. When you did it, nobody tried to keep up with you at first, and I'm wondering, as a guy who doesn't know this, obviously, I'm sitting there wondering, all right, did he go too fast? Did he go too soon? All that stuff. But this was all calculated, I'm sure. Like, you knew when you were going to make that move, I'm guessing.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not going to come with some of the guys where they are faster than me, because there are some 1,500 guys, If I come with them 400 to go, they're not gonna let me go. But I have the endurance more than anyone, I can say that. And I just run very hard. By the time I got to the front, I was just telling my man, I'm gonna run hard. I'm gonna break those guys and just keep this fast pace. And I did it. That was that was the plan, kind of come to when you go to the front, not looking back, just keep straight till the line.
I'm gonna break these guys. And that doesn't exactly have the Ivan Drago voice, but he basically said the Ivan Drago thing there. Did you see that sign at the beginning here?
No, I didn't. Habtum will keep the pace and the shoes. Yeah. Habtum will drop some kind of Drago-esque heat every now and then. He's good for it. And it'll come out of nowhere, but you're like, that's pretty awesome.
They do have their just they have his name spelled wrong, but
how
big of fans are they really,
Yeah.
They're two guys, even though he's wearing an Idaho Vandals shirt and hat, that guy on the left for them, the right for the picture.
Is that Idaho? Is that
Yeah, it's Idaho Vandals. So
I thought it was VCU at first.
No, so those guys are out in the audience, in the stands at the award ceremony, and they're like, hey, Amy Beggin's like, hey, look at the sign they have over there. And he's like, oh, that's cool. I should sign, or I think Amy said you should sign it for him. And they're like, well, let's go find him. And I'm like, hold on, I'm not coming back here. They can kick me out all I want. So I just walked across. I was like, guys, come here. You guys can come through the rope. It's like, just come on, guys. So then they came here and posed for photos and signed and all that. So anyway, and then this is the other photo.
Without acknowledging football. This is
so this photo right here.
He's holding some people watching.
He's holding a shell casing. Why is Habtum Samuel holding a shell casing? That's from the starter gun of his national championship race.
Oh, that's really cool, actually.
Yeah, I guess the guy who shoots the starting gun there, the starting pistol. I don't know if maybe this is a thing everywhere. I don't know, but he shot it and then he found the casing and he always gives it to the winner. Apparently,
I've never heard of that actually. I've heard of Jim Nantz giving his ties away though.
Which is very much exactly the same as a pistol shell casing.
Why does he do that? I don't know.
Haptum, congratulations.
Congrats, Haptum.
Nah, not at all. I just see.
What I meant. Okay, sorry. Congratulations, Haptum. All right. How's it going? Hey, look what we got right off the bat here.
Oh my God, no way. Yeah, my sister's back for Thanksgiving. Susan Reider, the whole family is watching on the big TV in the living room. We may not make it through the whole show. Polish sausage kraut and mashed potatoes for dinner, boys. That's a heck of a dinner right there. Let's go. I love that. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Fernando Lobo is still waiting for the marinade recipe. For
I sent it.
Are you serious? You did?
Yeah, I sent it.
Look at me just making stuff up.
Yeah, what the heck, man? She even threw in an extra flank steak fajitas recipe too for Fern to go with.
And you've delivered it to Fern?
I texted Fern on Wednesday. Yeah.
That's
Dude,
awesome.
Come on.
That is awesome.
Come on, man. Come on.
A little Polish sausage kraut. I'm a kraut guy. I can do kraut.
I go back. We were talking about kraut earlier this week.
Yeah.
I go back. I was not a kraut guy growing up. I've come to like kraut though.
Yeah.
But I go back and forth with it. So
well, the conversation earlier was kraut or mustard. I'm telling you, like you can mix them. I don't mind mixing kraut with mustard.
Yeah.
I could do mustard alone. I could do kraut alone. I can mix it. I'm not opposed.
Look at this guy. You can do mustard. You can do kraut. You can do both. Look at this guy. This is something. Wow. All right. I just never wanted to eat them. A core like childhood memory going through like the lunch line at EF Rittmuller middle school, and they had these horrible lights in like where the food was served in that room. And like the grapes just look terrible on these little like dumpy plastic trays. It just looks so bad.
But you're already in middle school and you hadn't had a grape yet. What's your problem, man? Come on.
That I can't explain, but it just looked terrible. I'll be eating grapes soon enough. I'll be eating grapes and blueberries. Like I'm resigned.
Well, blueberries at least. Do we know if you'll be eating a grape?
Dude, they've won 8 games. I'll eat a grape. Like
grape 8.
Yeah, I'll eat a grape 8. Wow. Oh my God.
Grape 8.
Yeah, I'll eat a freaking grape, dude.
Bowl game blueberries. All right. We're really not getting to football, are we?
Royce Lackey, that sounds yummy, Mama Ryder. Your son is a lucky charm. I don't know if I'm a lucky charm. If he eats a blueberry or grape next week, I gotta eat it next week.
Did you eat Lucky Charms? Because they're aren't the marshmallows?
I ate Lucky Charms, but I don't think those are like really like fruity. I think they're just kind of like marshmallows. They all like taste the same. I mean,
marshmallows. Fern probably never. Yeah. I wonder if you ever ate Lucky Charms. She doesn't like marshmallows.
We're 13 minutes in. This is amazing.
Don't tell us we go off the rails because we're never on the rails.
We were never on to begin with. To be fair, he has a lot of film to watch tonight.
Fern does.
Oh,
Fern watches film on the flight back while X celebrates.
I'm getting the sense that Fern might be crashing on this flight back. I'm getting the sense.
It might be. Congratulations to Haptum. So I will say this. I call him Haptum.
Say Haptum.
You say Haptum? Fern and I think Darren both kind of really emphasized the Tom part, like Hab Tom, almost like 2 names.
I don't remember exactly how he said it, and I'm not trying to throw him under the bus because it was genuinely like a congratulatory like saying, obviously. But Eck congratulated him in the presser tonight, and it relatively clearly was the first time he's ever said Haptum in his life, and it sounded like it. But it was coming from a good place. Not trying to throw him under the bus. I get it.
All right, I'm going to do one more, and then we're actually getting into football, I promise. How can you not love a grape and peanut butter sandwich?
I don't know. I mean,
banana and peanut butter.
I'll say this: people have been kind of like talking on my name recently. I'm okay with like strawberry jelly. Like, I mean, like I'm not a huge jelly guy to begin with. Like, I'm okay with it. We had strawberry jelly in the house. I would have a PB&J every now and then. But I'm more of
you're a dry peanut butter guy.
Oh yeah, 100%. I've talked about this in the show. My old landscaping lunch back in the day was like 3 peanut butter sandwiches and then like a big bag of goldfish, just the driest possible meal. And then just drink it down, like just wash it down with like a jug of like hose water, like on the side of the house. Awesome.
Hose water.
Hose water. Seriously, yeah. Royal Landscaping. Shout out. Good times, man. Good times. All right, we gotta get into this. Come on.
What the Lobo football team do today, Sean?
They won 20-3. That is the first time a UNM football team has won in Falcon Stadium since 2000. So I was like an infant, like at that point. I don't have the exact date, but obviously it was in the fall. I'm a summer baby. First time UNM has held Air Force to single digits since I believe 1961. Pretty sure that was the stat that I saw, or the stat I saw. I mean, Frank Mercogliano said that in my ear when we were in the press box at the end of the game.
Why is he whispering sweet nothings into your ear in the press box?
Yeah, I phrased that weird. He just said it. He was 2 rows down. He didn't. He did not whisper sweet nothing in my ear. Season lows all for Air Force offensively. And I think series lows. I have to double check this, but I think series lows in the not incredibly long, but relatively substantial, more than relatively, definitely substantial sample size and series between UNM and Air Force. I thought the defense was outstanding. I thought they were fantastic. Big key to the game was whether they could get Air Force in, third and longs and all that. It's tough to do with, option teams. And Air Force isn't quite running the option you're seeing with like Navy and Army this year. But I thought they did an excellent job with that, getting them in third and longs. I thought they played great complementary football. And really, it's hard when you are, when you run this brand of offense in your Air Force to play from behind. And UNM got up immediately, only their second opening drive score out of 11 games this season. That couldn't have come at a better time. Immediately put the pressure on Air Force. They had to make a quarterback change eventually. I did note it in the quick takes, which are a little bit messy. So if you're going to miss quick takes this week, maybe miss that. Actually, no, read the quick takes. Support the product, support the brand. But, Liam Zarka was Air Force's starting quarterback, as of like last week before he suffered a season-ending injury. I do think this game probably would have been a little bit different if Zarka was playing. I don't think Air Force would have won given the defensive effort that I saw tonight and how, really UNM kind of attacked the run. But there were some, there's no sense in like kind of sugarcoating it. There were just throws that Hodges just missed, open throws. And I'm not saying all of those, if he made them, would have added up. But clearly they did not feel great about the passing game and ended up making the shift to Josh Johnson, who I think played against UNM last year, if I remember correctly. UNM has now won 2 straight over Air Force. And they don't technically control their destiny. We still need some games to play out in the Mountain West as of right now. San Diego State is up 11-0 on San Jose State. Last I checked, Boise won pretty handily over Colorado State. It was a sellout tonight. I just want to let you know that too, and let our audience know as well.
Did you see the picture?
No, I didn't. Do I need to go to the Boise State football team account?
Tony Sanchez would have to take some issues with this sellout, and it had nothing to do with renovation.
By the way, my sister just texted me. I was about to log on to YouTube to say, like, let's get into it. Like, let's go. Let's
go,
guys.
Let's
get into the game. They watched the game tonight. They want to hear about the game.
Is the Air Force Stadium done with its remodel? How do you rate the stadium among the remaining programs staying in the Mountain West?
I think it's pretty much done. Yeah, I think so. There's actually a little bit of construction in the corner, but it's not like when you watch like a Mizzou game or a Vandy game over the last couple of years,
or a Boise State game.
Actually, yes, where like a whole end zone is kind of taken out. So I think they're pretty close. I thought it was a really cool atmosphere. I would love to see this place kind of like lit up in like a sold out atmosphere. I think that would be really cool. There were not a lot of fans there tonight, and that wasn't much of a surprise. A lot of fans kind of left relatively early too. I will say they probably should figure out, the parking here is a little bit weird. But in terms of among the remaining programs in the Mountain West, Air Force, Nevada, Hawaii, which I haven't been to, and then who else is coming in? Grammer, help me out here.
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
So UTEP's coming in the Sun Bowl.
UTEP is coming in.
Have you been to the Sun Bowl?
I have, and it's San Jose State. And then what are we missing?
Missing one more. Northern Illinois.
Northern Illinois. I haven't been to that. Shout out Carbondale. Not Carbondale. Oh, Excuse me.
Wow.
Oh, man.
If only there was someone from the Midwest on our show.
Oh, man.
You know?
That's – oh, I spoke too quickly. That's not good.
Too wrongly.
Yeah, too wrong. What else are we missing?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think out of the remaining teams and the teams coming
UNLV.
in, UNLV.
Allegiant Stadium's a pretty good stadium.
So out of the remaining stadiums that I've been to, the remaining team stadiums I've been to, and tonight wasn't a great atmosphere. I would put this, I don't know, third or fourth. I think Wyoming is my favorite of the remaining teams, frankly. I would put the Sun Bowl right behind it. I do like watching games at the Sun Bowl. I think that's a pretty great atmosphere. Haven't been to Hawaii. I mean, like, I guess, like, if you wanted to put it up, like, you know, because it's just a 6-stadium Allegiant, I just don't know if, you know, I don't know if it's going to be like an awesome college football atmosphere, frankly, in the way that, like, Wyoming, when Wyoming is kind of cooking, is at that level. Okay. Steve Singletary.
Help us out. Why are we cheering for Broncos, Sean?
Yes. UNM will control. Well, it's kind of weird to say, like, will control their own destiny, because by that point they've already played the game against San Diego State by the time Boise State and Utah State meet on Saturday. But they really, UNM really needs Bronco to come through for them, man. I mean, they really need Utah State to knock off Boise State in the season finale. I think that would get Utah State to. Are they playing for the 6th win tonight? I'm not sure if that would reach bull there, but they kind of need some late season magic from Bronco and the boys, man, up in Logan, dude. That would help a lot. That would put Boise at 5-3, and that would make a lot of scenarios much easier for UNM, because that is kind of the one logjam right with them right now, that that Boise has the head-to-head over them. There are scenarios, I should say, where Boise and UNM could meet in the conference championship. But there are other things that kind of need to break their way. So a Boise loss would be very fortuitous for the
Utah
UNM.
State 7, Fresno State 7, 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. Utah State right now is 5-5, 3-3.
Yeah, you need a Fresno State loss would help a lot too.
Fresno State 7-3, 4-2.
Yeah, and if it goes to the computers between Boise and UNM for a championship game spot, I am not certain that's going to go UNM's way, frankly. And I will be talking with somebody at the Mountain West this week about how those computer rankings work and what fans can maybe expect if it gets to that point. But
they're going to hear from you. You're going to be talking to somebody.
They're going to hear from me, talking to somebody.
Look what we got. I'm starting to worry here.
Rich A 10.
How are you not, like, on with the first comment, Rich? Like,
oh, come on, dude, come on.
A little nervous, a little worried.
Richie, shout out.
Good day/year to be a Lobo fan.
Yeah.
Good 24 hours.
How different are the vibes right now for Lobo fans compared to Thursday night?
Oh, on basketball?
Yeah, like just in general. Like I was seeing some.
That was one of the worst first halves of basketball I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
I talked to some of the assistant coaches or the coaching staff because I talked to Eric as well. But, like, oh man. I just got a text and I have a misspelling in my story. Anyway, I would say that what happened the first half of Thursday night's basketball game and the reaction on social media, like, that was, even for Lobo fans, man, like, that was just overboard, man. They're in their second. They've completed 2 weeks of a season with two guys. I mean, with no guys returning, no coaching staff returning, and then they come back and beat an SEC team. And I don't care if it's a good or a bad Mississippi State team; it's a top 100 SEC team.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said that, like, the SEC is probably not going to be as deep this year as it was last year, but still, it's a nice win. That helps.
All right, I'm going to pull another video here. This is not from. This is not from, I'm getting text messages now from others too. Sorry. This is not from cross country. This has to do with Lobo football. So you guys can get off my back here. Jason X, post-game opening statement.
Great win, for our team. Proud of the guys. I think we were ready to play, and that's what I was concerned about all week. Is that sometimes, teams get to this point, they're in the race, and they screw it up against the team that they're favored against because they're looking ahead or something. But I thought we played in the moment. I love the way we started fast. That was something we talked about all week. That their offense is really built more to play on the lead than play from behind. So I love the way the offense started with the first 2 drives. Coach Nowinski put together a tremendous plan because we really dominated defensively. We were able to keep them in a lot of long yardage situations, which is not their forte. We did a great job creating some turnovers on defense. Offensive staff did a good job, and the players with fixing our fundamentals and not turning the ball over on offense, making them earn it. And then I did like the way the offense finished. James Lobstein's a warrior. I mean, he had a crack in his leg, and from that UNLV game, we thought, they told us one time he was going to be out for the whole regular season. He comes back, and he ran his ass off on those 2 conversions, one on 3rd down, one on 4th down. He was awesome. So we're very proud of this team. Just another in the long line of things they accomplished this year that haven't been done in a long time, and very proud of them for winning here in Colorado Springs for the first time in 25 years. First time since 1997 being 8-3. So we're very proud of our players.
Because of the sacks, it's not good.
And that was my voice at the end, and this is my voice now. I want to run through 3 quick things on that. It wasn't an awesome kept secret throughout the week. But I wasn't in a, because of the kind of the practice rules we have, I wasn't in a great position to report it. James Lobstein has a crack in his leg. He suffered a crack in his leg after the UNLV game. And I talked a little bit more about that in a longer answer later in the presser about how trainer said he was going to be out for the season. But he kind of said, well, hey, we'll give him a week, see how it's feeling and all that. And he came back to practice on Tuesday, was throwing the ball but not running. Came back to practice on Wednesday, was throwing the ball and running with this big old brace on his leg. And I did not know for sure if they were going to actually use him in the way that they kind of did tonight. He was throwing in pregame. He was running a little bit. The fact that he was taking some of the hits he did on the run with that leg injury is absolutely insane. That is there will be a nice chunk. It wasn't the most fertile game for Lobstein, but there'll be a nice chunk of the notebook that tomorrow dedicated to Lobstein and just this kind of insane back from the dead effort. That is unbelievable toughness. I think Eck even said, he's that's a guy who should be an Army Ranger or like a Navy SEAL or something like that. Just with that level of toughness. Credit to Lobstein there. That's pretty unbelievable. As you noticed,
I did hear him say that, and the first thing I thought of was, well, at least they have one on the team because on Tuesday he threw under the bus the who was it that he threw under the bus, the Air Force transfer?
Tyler Lawrence.
Yeah.
As you noticed in that video too, Eck is wearing a black hoodie. Much has been made this season of Kalen DeBoer and Alabama's the black hoodie of death. How Alabama is undefeated or was undefeated wearing the black hoodie, and how they had 7 black hoodies hidden throughout the facility at Bryant-Denny and all that as well. Obviously, I don't think anybody's really talking about the black hoodie anymore after they lost to Oklahoma. But Eck in his black hoodie, maybe not the black hoodie of death, but certainly a black hoodie, is 5-0. He started wearing it. What's up?
This is the gray hoodie of Geoff.
Gray hoodie of Geoff. He started wearing it in the Nevada game, and they have won 5 in a row. Which actually I'm not even going to say. I'm not 100% sure when's the last time they ran 5 in a row. Although won 5 in a row, although I think I have an idea. I kind of brought that up to him, and he kind of told a little bit of a cool story about how Kalen DeBoer and him, when Kalen DeBoer was at Southern Illinois, they used to recruit Chicago together. And he said DeBoer is very talkative, really likes to talk. So more content on that coming soon. Yeah. That's what I got. I forgot the third thing.
Does college football have a net or an RPI ranking? If so, what do the Lobos rank?
Not in the way that college basketball has. There are a lot of stuff. There's a Sagarin which a lot of people look at. I'm not a big Sagarin guy in particular. And there are other kind of ranking methodologies out there. But no, there is not an overarching net or RPI. And it's a big part of why when we have these college football these ridiculous weekly college football playoff like releases and all that, and you have Hunter Yurachek just stumbling through these horrible answers about why one team is where and why one team is where the other, like you kind of feel like we should get to a point where maybe we don't have the BCS, but maybe we have something similar to a net or an RPI at some
Ken
point.
Palm.
Yeah, I am jealous of you to a certain degree because Ken Palm is just awesome. Like I would love to cover sport with that one overarching resource. Like,
but even like absent Ken Palm, like college basketball now has a lot of them. I mean, there's like 5 analytics that are pretty good stuff. And anyway, I don't think that. Yeah.
There is a good like college football analytics community, but it's not so much ranking really. It's far more how these teams do in these situations and how efficient they are and all that as well. It really has not trended towards a rankings deal. But yeah.
Yeah, the college hoops world has Bart Torvik, Evan Maya, Ken Palm, right?
College football has the guy, the former Kansas AD who hired Les Miles sitting in a room and saying, "Well, I think SMU should be here." Great system. Phenomenal. Love it.
All right. Huge win. We need USU to win. That is correct.
Without all the results final, I'm not going to say they need USU
to
win,
guess that's
but
fair.
It helps a lot. It helps a ton.
Will you be uploading the presser?
I did not get video of it myself. That's not typically what I do. But I will be. Frank usually sends a lot of these clips out throughout the full video out, and I have a couple things I want to clip and put out there. But yeah. Oh no. Grammar's frozen. I don't know if I'm frozen or not on his end. I don't know if I should keep talking. This is ridiculous. Oh, my God. I have no idea. Okay, it's just me. Confirmed offline. It is just me in here. Yeah, so just me in here. Kind of some other things from the game, man. I do think a couple. I do, and I get it too because you're playing an option team and you're playing from ahead. I did kind of see some murmuring on Twitter about kind of was it a more conservative offense in the second half, and that's understandable, right? You're playing an option team. You have a pretty good lead. And Air Force, frankly, it's not like they're a good. I'm not gonna say they're a bad hurry up team, but it's obviously just not their strength to go hurry up, which is not the offense that they run. But Eck did admit really kind of the final 2 drives they went very conservative. But other than that, there wasn't a whole lot of drives in this game, frankly. But other than that, really, there wasn't a second half push to get things a little bit more conservative. I'll kind of run through a couple stats here while we wait for Grammer to get back in. UNM outgained Air Force 277 to 161, 105 passing yards to Air Force's 51, 172 rushing yards to Air Force's 110. They came into today, Air Force averaging 271.1 rushing yards per game, which is I think the 3rd ranked rushing offense in the country. I think in some respects you could say that UNM really did. I apologize to everybody in here. I don't have the access to pull comments up. I would just pull comments up on my own and kind of keep things rolling while Grammer's out. Apparently the Wi-Fi at his Marriott is out, so it'll be a second before he gets back on. Probably hotspot it, but I think you could say they kind of beat Air Force though. UNM did at their own game. Oh my gosh, there he is! Yeah, woo! There was a good minute period where I didn't know if I was frozen or if you were frozen. I've never been so happy to see this guy, folks. Never been so happy.
Wow. That was Marriott Wi-Fi resetting on me, apparently. I don't know what to tell you. Chase, if Chase is on, Chase, this does not end my streak of audio. Now, the podcast I'm posting later, there are some issues, but this does not end my live show streak of having good audio.
Before we get into a couple comments, I was making this point while you were off air. Do you think UNM beat Air Force at its own game tonight?
Well,
I actually don't know the final possession number. So time of possession was really close. UNM had them by just over a minute, about 90 seconds total.
Yeah, I know this much. Like the game Air Force played tonight was not Air Force at all. Like it's not even beating them at their own game. Like they took away Air Force's game from them because their point total this year, they only were held under 20 points twice. I was just looking before I froze. And that was 16 and 17. So they've never been held out of the end zone this year. Like they've only been held under 20 twice.
Yeah.
And even both of those were 2 touchdown games. So like,
I do think even like, obviously they didn't have Sarka and like tonight, and that's a different deal. I do think this offense, I do think this offense is they're operating like we're saying like all throughout the schedule, like, they've lost, 5 games, which they scored 30 points and all that as well. I don't think this offense is clicking in the way that it kind of was in the first half of the season, where obviously it's not because they don't have the quarterback. But even before that, I didn't really feel that it was kind of operating at that level.
Probably affected by the government shutdown.
You're telling me.
It might. All right. So I don't even know when I came back in I'll hide the current comment, but I don't even know where that is in the run now.
I'll share a quick story, a little bit about kind of Air Force and the offense and how UNM was kind of approaching it, not so much from a defensive perspective, but obviously Jason Eck was not thrilled with the offensive performance last week. A lot of that was because of the 4 lost fumbles, which is just never going to put you in a great spot. And in some respects, UNM was kind of fortunate to get the win that they did. The defense really stepped up in a lot of respects. But there were some other execution issues that he kind of talked a little bit about earlier in the week, and I think tonight was a much cleaner performance. But, Eck was, kind of saying, before the game, like, hey, we're going to need, they've lost 5 games or whatever in which they scored 30 points. So we're going to need a good offensive output. And apparently, oh, my God. Apparently at halftime –
that was just sent to me. Sorry.
Apparently at halftime, Eck kind of made that point to the offense. Like, hey, we need to score some points. And Jackson Eck, his son, who is a starting linebacker on the team, walked up to his dad and said, 20 points is fine. Like, we're good. We're good with 17, 20 points. Like, we're okay.
He's a little linebacker.
And they were. Like, he's a young linebacker, man.
Linebacker.
I thought we talked to him after. I thought Mercury Swim also had an awesome game. He had a great game in the stat sheet too, but man, he had a couple TFLs and was really chasing guys down. I thought he was really, really good tonight. And he is a former option quarterback as well. So he said that was kind of fun for him going up against this.
How about Desert Lobo 72's comment here, or question here rather? What has happened to Dorian Thomas? He's a beast of a target, but no touchdown since the game at Boise.
He's getting more attention from defenses, plain and simple. And when that happens, like, the Utah State game, Cade Keith had the game that he did in a lot of respects because Cade Keith has good hands and can run pretty well. And 2, Dorian Thomas was getting a ton of attention for Utah State. Utah State did not want to get beat by Dorian Thomas, and that opened up a lot of stuff for Cade Keith to really get out there and get moving. It does kind of stink. This stretch is really affecting, Thomas's, candidacy as an all Mountain West guy, and maybe even stuff beyond that. But I think tonight was like the first time in my memory I've seen DT line up like as an inline tight end. I think it was only for like 1 snap, but so it's probably not even relevant enough for me to really even mention it here, but whatever. Emo Geoff.
Unbecoming unsportsmanlike behavior sealed Thursday's disappointing performance.
I don't really want to get too much into it. I was kind of making the point to talk about you can get into it more if you want because you were there and everything, but I just kind of want to make a point about like the vibe shift, right? Like, a couple days ago things were not going great for UNM fans, and now it's Saturday, and there's a national championship coming back to Albuquerque, a national champion. He's probably already back in Albuquerque at this point, and UNM football has won its 5th straight. And basketball got a really nice win last night too.
Yep. Yep, says the basketball guy. Yep. Ranked 59th prior to the Air Force game. I don't know exactly what ranking.
I don't know if it's like the athletic like rankings like Chris Vanini does. And I'm not taking a shot at Vanini. I'm just like saying that's what they do. Or like the CBS Sports rankings. No, like when we say it goes to computers, it's not like they're pulling up like Tom Fornelli's like power rankings or something like that at CBS Sports. Like those are just kind of weekly conversation fodder, and it's similar to kind of like the AP Top 25 that I put out and that Grammar puts out as well. So I know those get attention, and it is cool to see a team like UNM kind of rise throughout the season, but it's not something that would really affect. Well, maybe, I don't know. I mean, if they had a playoff bid on line, there could be a couple committee members that look at the CBS Sports top 136 and say, well, Yep. The flow?
Ride the flow.
I got a text, actually, that my hair looked long.
Oh, I need a haircut, man. You should see over my ears here. Ooh. What's the tiebreaker for the ship?
I can't even confidently talk about it right now. I really can't. I won't do what I did last week where I was like, well, maybe if this happens.
It's weird that you said it just like that, too. And,
Yeah. Do we just know we win versus San Diego State, UNM in? No. Yeah, not at this point. But Eck did talk a little bit about that. He said, like, it's a championship game anyways to us. Like, I mean, like, that would put us, like, like it is. They're kind of looking at it as that. And he was very fired up talking about that. He wants 30,000 in the stands. I can't believe I'm saying it compared to 2 years ago when I covered Utah State, New Mexico. And that was the most barren university stadium setting I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I do think there's a realistic possibility at 30K.
All right. Ruben was also surprised to see Dorian only catch 2. Royce is saying Dorian's a solid tight end nationally. I mean, he's fallen off a little bit. That's fair. He's
fallen off a little bit, like nationally and in the league as well. I do think the attention that Dorian is getting, though, like helps. And also, like, I don't know if I would say best tight end behind Eli Stowers. No offense to DT. Yeah, Eli Stowers is a stud, too.
Former New Mexico State Aggie.
Yeah, and it is awesome to see what he has done, frankly. Not to, like, it's a UNM show, but spoke to shoot.
That's so true, Royce, and that's why I was surprised he wasn't thrown too much. Sean.
Shout out fellow Sean. I like that point. And to be clear, too, like, this is an offense that, like, they don't want to force things if it isn't really there. Like, they will ride something throughout an entire game. Like, Damon Bankston handoffs, that's working, or getting Damon Bankston in the screen game, or DJ McKinney between the tackles, kind of gap runs, all that. Like, if it's working, like, they will just keep rolling with it.
I am on the premium Wi-Fi.
Are you a Marriott Rewards member?
I am.
Let's go.
Eck postgame now available on YouTube.
Everybody can go watch there.
But after the show.
Yeah.
We have a lot more food to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
It ran more than I expected. Well, you're not talking Air Force, I hope.
There is a stat that Parker Fleming puts out called rush rate over expected that Air Force has a notable position in. All right, what's your over-under for attendance this upcoming Friday? Grammar, what are we thinking?
Over 5,000.
Yep. Under 50,000.
All right, let's see if we can narrow this down a little bit. Over, I think they'll break 25. Look,
there are going to be some. I think there's, Eck talked a little bit about it, and I think you already know there's going to be some. I don't want to say giveaways, but certainly there's going to be some tickets kind of given out, and I don't blame them. Like, this is a game.
Year one,
you want a lot of fans in the stands.
Yeah, look, year one, they've already made the decision. This is a year to get fans to come watch. Yeah. Next year, they can't give away the tickets and make money. So they've given away a lot of tickets. I know they discuss it every single week, too, about are we doing too much giving away? But here's the thing. What they're not going to do at the end of the year is all the fun people have been having with tracking the attendance and hitting these goals and all that kind of stuff. What they're not going to do is at the end of the year have Jason Eck come out and say, I want 30,000, and then announce 22,000.
Yeah.
I don't care what it looks like. They're going to announce 30,048 fans or something like that. Now, it might be legit. I do think it'll be a good crowd, but 30,000 is awfully optimistic given this program's history. But that's what we've said every other time they've hit a goal.
Exactly. So would you go
25? But
you would go over under 25?
Yeah, like I mean, had he not said 30, I probably would have said like let's shoot at an over under of 22.5. Like right in between. Like,
yeah,
I just know what the history of November is here, but look, people are excited, so yeah, 25. I'd say over under 25. It would be a really good realistic goal, and but I'd be shocked.
I would take the over on 25. I think there is a realistic possibility of 30K. Not insanely realistic. You might need to kind of like look at it like you're looking at like UNM's like college football playoff picture to a certain degree. But I do think there's a shot. But yeah, I mean, like you are right though. The announced attendance element, like, yeah, it's going to be a higher number. So
it'll be over 30. I don't think they're going to end with a thud. Students are off, but 27,000 should be attainable.
I mean, and like, I mean, like they had
a huge commuter school, though. Yeah,
they had 27K against Colorado State, and I didn't think that was a great student crowd by any respects.
Or the other way around. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Next week's home game attendance prediction is what we're talking about.
I'll put it at in real life, not announced. I'll put it at like 27.
Yeah, 20. I'll stick with about 25. I think 25 is the right number.
I'll be a little bit more optimistic then. I will. Yeah, we'll do that.
Here I am, yucking your yum, yucking the fans' yum. What was the reaction of Olin Thursday? Effort was poor and rebounding. Friday, poor shooting from 3 again, but hustle on the boards and driving and 2-point shots are better. I don't know about like reaction. His reaction is pretty much the same, and it's something that's driving Lobo fans crazy. Is he is an even-keeled, mellow guy. He does not overreact. He doesn't yell at his players enough, is what I'm being told by some fans. Like he just doesn't. And 2 weeks into the season, he definitely isn't going to try and show his team he's losing his cool and losing patience 2 weeks into his tenure. So I would say his reaction to Thursday was extreme disappointment, but he didn't get overly emotional about it like some fans maybe wanted him to do. So I just I guess I hate to break it to some fans is like he's not going to do it. He's not going to be the yeller that you want him to be. He's not, after an embarrassing loss, going to come out and say, fire all of us. Like, we're horrible. This is awful. No, he's going to say, we're going to keep trying to get better. And he's going to say that every single game. And maybe it's just coach speak, but that's who he is. Like, he's not going to change that 2 weeks into his tenure at UNM. And he shouldn't. Like, they didn't hire him to change who he is 2 weeks in.
If you were a fan, would you even like the whole every week they lose or whatever, and it's like, fire us, we stink. God, I got to fire the free throws coach, and that's me. Jeez, like I think they did that overplayed. Like
Paul Weir was a big accountability guy, and in year one, people were like, "That's awesome. He's holding himself accountable because he followed a guy in Craig Neal who wasn't overly accountable, and kind of tended to shift blame and throw." Frankly, some people felt he threw players under the bus, stuff like that. And then Paul Weir comes in, and after every loss, he's like, I got to do better. I can't let that happen again. I got to this one was on me. I got to do better. Well, you lose 18 times, 15 times in a season, and you 15 times hear your head coach say, like, I got to be better.
It gets old,
okay.
man.
It gets old, and you're starting to like be like, okay, well, then maybe we need a new coach. So
like I give credit to like
the leader needs to show some confidence even when the leader isn't confident.
I give like credit to like I think like Geoff Choate is a guy who has done at football who's done like a pretty good job of like bringing that accountability aspect, but not just kind of doing the I got to be better. We got to call plays better. We got to put guys in a position to succeed. I think he's done a good job of being candid and also taking that accountability element. So shout out Geoff Choate, man. Back-to-back wins.
All right, you got a prediction for the Mountain West Championship?
The top two teams in the league, based on computer rankings and tiebreakers and head-to-head tiebreakers.
How about
I
should have it. I don't know what to do there. All right. Ran into my own old coach, Denvis Mans. It says Devis, but yeah. NMSU all-time leading rusher watching at the Buffalo Wild Wings. I will tell you this. I was in school when Denvis was the running back, and Denvis was an awesome guy to be in school with and awesome running back. And if you were a New Mexico State football fan at the time, you would swear up and down that Denvis Mans was the best running back in the state, and not one Dontrell Moore, who was UNM's all-time rush leader. And they were basically playing about the same time. And Aggie fans swore up and down Denvis Mans was the man. And Lobo fans will tell you that Dontrell Moore was the man. And both of them made NFL camps, but never quite made an NFL team. They were both pretty damn good. How about that? Hello from an area near Corona, New Mexico. Thank you for checking in from an area near Corona, New Mexico.
Matthew is he was inspired by Jason X's comments a couple weeks back, and he is actually hunting elk this weekend. He is literally hunting elk. He's taking after the cavemen, and he's not going to get complacent. He's not going to kill 3 elk and say, all right, that's enough. Actually, he might do that. I don't know if there's like a kill limit. There probably is.
Look at me getting texts here. New Mexico Lobos is in on X saying records are meant to be broken. Let's go. I assume that's attendance related. Answering the text here. All right. What would it take for UNM CFP bid?
Again, all everybody in the American to like literally like just stop playing football and like go to jail. Like James Madison won today. They beat Wazoo. They hung on there. So like maybe you need like, James Madison to like get indicted on like federal charges and they can't keep playing football. Like I like literally like you need so many teams in front of UNM. To me, it's not a realistic possibility. I know there's the 0.1% chance, and Josh was right. I don't know if Josh is watching. Yeah, that was like the Tigers playoff probabilities, but baseball is different, man. It's different when it is you have a structure of like how many games you need to win and how many games other teams need to lose to get in. It's a hell of a lot different. Again, I've been kind of bashing the committee night, but it's a hell of a lot different when you got 12 people in there kind of kicking their feet up and saying, Penn State's not that bad, kind of stuff like that.
Mike Leach's rant that was recently
we need another committee. Yeah.
He said, if this was the right way to do it, why wouldn't any other sport anywhere do it this way? Nobody's saying, hey, let's get a committee with people who aren't really involved in the sport to decide who should be in the championship.
Yeah.
Speculate the line. I have not been good at these. I don't think UNM opens as a favorite even at home. But
give me San Diego State by 2. Favored by 2.
San Diego State by 2 in University Stadium, huh? That it'll probably be 2. I was going to say 3, but I've been on the wrong side of these by a couple points pretty consistently, giving UNM less credit than I should. So maybe
I know you guys come to us for our handicapping skill.
Yes.
More than anything, our ability to predict lines and spreads and over-unders. So, yeah.
Overreaction or no, this is the most important game at University Stadium in history.
I think you could make a good. I don't think it's an overreaction to say this has a really good and compelling case as the biggest regular season game in University Stadium history for UNM. I think there's a really good case there.
Until Michigan State comes to town.
UNM might beat them.
Take a God taking a poop on a rock.
I'm stealing that. I like that. I like that a lot.
Huh. Lobos will be a 1.5 point favorite, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? We haven't been good at it, so.
I know. How are X practices? Are they ramping up each week?
No, they're ramping down. They have cut down the contact pretty drastically throughout the season to keep guys kind of fresh. I mean, and that was something he talked about a little bit too, with kind of the fumbles. Like last week, it's just kind of like you don't have that contact in practice, and you got to figure out ways to kind of simulate it, but not do contact as well. So no, they've been ramping down very steadily throughout the season. You would not know that by the way this defense is tackling right now. I think they're doing a really nice job in that regard. Over the last 2 weeks in particular, but
wait, Mike is in. That's weird stuff going on my screen over here again. Lobo fans need to show appreciation to Eck. We need 30,000 fans, and Lobo needs to give Eck a huge raise before the end of the season. We know that big-time schools will come courting him. They've been coming and courting all season already because this coaching cycle started 2 months ago.
Do you think Eck would take a raise before the end of the season?
No, because a restructured contract right now doesn't do Eck any good.
No benefit.
Yeah. I mean, a restructured contract doesn't do UNM a whole lot of good right now either, because if Eck and his agent did a restructured contract right now, all they would ask for is a much lower buyout.
Yeah.
And I think that all that would do is make it a whole lot easier for him to leave somewhere. So, look, there's a $4 million buyout. UNM's in a position of power for 1 year, for a few more months, unless it's a really, really good job. And the thing is, like, I say position of power, I don't think Eck and Lobo are looking at it like that. Like, they're getting along so well right now. I think they both are totally on the same page with, at the end of the season, we're going to get, Eck's going to get some more money. Unless a great job comes, he's going to be the Lobo football coach next year. And I think they both kind of are on the same page with how all that is working right now. I don't think there's an amount of money that is going to keep Jason Eck from the kind of job he would leave for right now, because it's just UNM's not going to come up with $3 or $4 million.
Yeah.
And if Jason Eck gets offered a job for $3 or $4 million, then he leaves. If UNM ups his raise or ups his salary to $2 million, I don't know what job out there for $2 million Eck would leave UNM for right now either. I think Eck probably wouldn't leave for a $2 million job, so UNM can double his salary to make him happy. And they I don't know if they'll double his salary, but they're going to make him and his staff better paid in a couple months. I know it's going to happen. They will. But say they double his salary to $2 million. That's not really keeping him from taking the job he might leave for anyway.
Exactly.
Because somebody comes in right now and offers him a $2 million job, who's that going to be? It's not a power conference school, and I don't know that Eck right now is going to leave for another group of 5 or group of whatever they're going to be next year.
Yeah.
So it's a really weird place to be, where UNM will do right by him. They're going to give him a raise. UNM's never going to give him the kind of money that will keep him here over a power conference swooping in for a $4 million offer.
And to be clear, I almost hate to say this because it feels like I'm running PR for UNM, but this is not an Ole Miss situation where there's a whole hell of a lot of people at Ole Miss going, what is Lane Kiffin going to do? And all that as well, where it's not like the AD is totally in the dark, but he doesn't know what the hell Lane Kiffin's going to do. There's a lot of communication between Eck and Lobo. I mean, Lobo comes to practice, and we'll talk with Eck on the sideline for really a nice chunk of practice, frankly.
And they talk about what Lane Kiffin's doing a lot.
Yeah, Fern was sitting right next to Eck during the presser, just off camera tonight, chuckling at things that he said. It is not a distant. I don't think Fern is. He's sitting back and saying, well, what is Jason going to do? It is not that Lane Kiffin situation, which, by the way, wow, crazy. So amazing. What great theater.
I do not.
Yeah, you went a little too hard with that the other day, because you said I go to 5 practices a week. There's 5 open practices for football a week.
Are they not Monday through Friday?
No,
Monday through
I go
Thursday.
2 practices. I'm only allowed to 2.
You're not there Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday? Monday,
No.
Tuesday, and Wednesday?
Thursday is closed off. It's just Tuesday and Wednesday normally. This week, because it's a short week, it'll be Monday and Tuesday. It's just 2.
Sounds like 5.
Okay.
Compared to 0, man.
Royce, there is a good I don't want to say a good chance, but there's a scenario out there that makes a lot of sense right now of how things are panning out for this exact scenario. But UNM's got to beat San Diego State, man. I feel like we're kind of getting to the point where we're talking like they've already played that game and won it, and they need to do that.
Is Olin similar to Bronco in terms of no emotion? Patino and Eck show emotion and more of a human element. Olin can remind me of mild Belichick. I don't think Olin's emotionless.
Bronco showed emotion. It just wasn't quite going full Steve Adazio.
Yeah, I don't think Olin is an emotionless guy. I think he's a San Diego laid back guy. I think there's a lot of people.
San Diego laid back guy from Alabama.
San Diego laid back guy from Alabama. Spent the last 21 years in San Diego. I think he very much gets after the players more than people realize too. Why in the hell would you want Olin to yell at the players? Maybe that's why. Good follow-up. Maybe that's why he's closed practices, so he can correct what needs to be corrected and discipline them. It's possible. A few practices I've been to, though, he is definitely not much of a yeller. But yeah, maybe that is. Maybe it very well could be why he closes practices. Because I couldn't tell you what's happening there. The Lobo fishbowl is real. Olin needs to be even keel. I totally act like I'm frustrated by the media access, and I think it's going to get better. I've had some good talks this week with some people. I think there's going to be a lot of change. I think it's going to be good, but like I also don't blame Eric Olin for having an even keel. Like I'm far more. You should be even keeled than be borderline bipolar and emotional and just like fly off the handle at every mistake. I don't think Eric Olin's demeanor is necessarily a huge problem for a coach. I'm okay with calm leaders. People hate SDSU. That should be worth 10,000 by itself. Will there be 10,000 hate watchers at the University Stadium?
Maybe not at University Stadium. Maybe just watching at TV. I mean, I think there will be a couple people in the stadium, more than a couple, that don't like San Diego State. But yeah.
How many hate watchers do we have on this show?
I can think of a couple.
How many people are at Thanksgiving right now? How many people are at the Reider house and they're saying, "Damn it, quit talking about the grapes. Get on to football."
Come on. Brown sugar, I am trying to think, but nothing's coming to mind. Pull up some other questions while I look this up.
Our basketball aren't. Football practices are not open to the public, no. So that's another thing I probably shouldn't have said when I tweeted you have 5 open practices. Is A, apparently it's not 5. And B, I didn't mean open like anybody could just walk in. I just meant open to the media.
Yeah.
George is in on X. Might have talked about this already, but what needs to happen for us to win the Mountain West? Sorry if you talked about it. Yeah.
Before that, the last time I am seeing UNM held a opponent to 3 or less points for 3 on the dot. I can't give it to you, but they shut out Maine in the 2022 season opener. 41-0. Maine.
By the way, Kiffin is going to be gone. Yay or nay?
Yay, yeah. I think he will be gone. Let's hire Landry Kiffin if Eck leaves.
All right.
Yeah.
Carlos is in. Goodness, get some sleep, you two.
This is more Grammar than me. Grammar has had a long stinking day. I have not had comparatively that long of a day, frankly.
You drove, though, right? Did you drive today?
I drove last night.
Mm-hmm. Thoughts on LSU throwing $90 million and $25 million player salaries?
Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah, why the heck not? No, I mean that certainly is those are going to be numbers that make people feel really good if they do end up getting a lane, obviously. And I think
here's what's crazy is those numbers they would make back.
Yeah,
it's over $100 million a year in football. Well, not a year. 90 million wouldn't be in 1 year. But that's $100 million we're talking about. They'd make it all back too. That's the difference in SEC football and what they're trying to build at New Mexico.
I wouldn't even say SEC football. I'd say that's the difference between LSU and a lot of the SEC. Like,
yeah, actually, you're right. Yeah, LSU is different. It just means more. Olin has no personality. That fine. I disagree.
This is an awesome back and forth. Like,
yeah, I mean,
this is like I love one question.
Two. Oh, you too. I got you. Am I crazy to expect a sellout? I don't see how it's not sold out.
I mean, like Lobo fans, like obviously, like prove us wrong. Excuse me. It's a Black Friday game. I don't know. And like
Grammar. What does that mean though? Is there a history of Black Friday games that I should know about? Do people?
No, I mean, I'm thinking back to again like the 2023 experience, like when there was probably by the end of that game 400 people in the stands, like that kind of deal. Maybe not even that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, and there wasn't a whole lot to begin with, and that wasn't a team that was as good as this one, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I just have a hard time seeing it be a sellout. If it does, we'll eat crow and strawberries and watermelon and all sorts of stuff you can think of.
Crow even. Wow.
Yeah.
Mike's in. I've seen Olin yell when coaching at UC San Diego. It was surprising when it happens. All right. I rage hate watch.
Yeah, Richie, let's go. Richie is our biggest hater. Shout out, Richie.
Wait, hold on. Richie, are you at work? All right. Klexi is in on YouTube. If I said that right, I hope so. Up until last night, I was hoping it'd be Hawaii and UNM in the ship.
I think a lot of fans were kind of rooting for that, like, in the sense that, all these teams, these programs are leaving for the Pac, and because the rest of the Mountain West wasn't good enough for them. And then in the final year of the Mountain West, it would be no future Pac teams in the Mountain West Championship. Would have been ironic.
Uh-oh. G. Wade's taking shots now.
Hey, no. These are no.
Hey, this is not going to turn into an OnlyFans foot
these
show.
These are Sperry's, not a penny loafer.
Show your feet.
G. Wade, you should have said hi, man. I would have said hi back.
He was going to. He's like walking up to, and he's like, "Oh my, those shoes."
What is he wearing? No, I'm a Sperry's guy. I like boat shoes.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Okay. The rage watching. I respectfully hate watch you guys.
Respect is what matters there.
Have you seen CBS Sports bottom 25? And if so, what do you guys think about those rankings? So ESPN has them too.
The ESPN thing to me is just such a played out.
It's too much of a joke. Yeah.
And then like Ryan McGee, who writes it, and I like Ryan McGee. I think he does a lot of good stuff. He's just the bottom 5 guy at ESPN. He got in like some hot water last week or 2 weeks ago because he put BYU in, not because BYU was in, but because he kind of took some shots at the church, not shots, but joked about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in a way that a lot of people weren't quite happy with, and they had to change it. So I don't know. I'm happy I don't have to check the ESPN bottom 5 on a weekly basis.
It's horrible.
Who did CSU lose to again?
Denver.
Ooh.
The city of. Well,
the whole town?
Yeah.
They all bust up?
Yeah. Didn't really stand a chance, really.
Did you watch that Troy San Diego State game?
I did. I watched the entire second half and all the overtimes.
Yeah, not to get like thrown off on this. Like, what were your thoughts on that game? Because it seems like Troy's pretty darn good. Like they had that USC game the other night. Like,
Troy's legit. B, San Diego State is exactly what San Diego State seems to be every single year, which is they don't have a go-to score that can get them 3 possessions in a row of just like go get a shot, go get your shot, go draw a foul. They don't have it. No, maybe New Mexico doesn't have that either. Although I think at different times they kind of do. But
well, I'll tell you one thing though: when they're looking back in the season, they're going to be looking at one stat. That's defense.
I was waiting to hear a good stat. All right, that one caught me. I need to call up. Maybe I'll text. Maybe not call, but I'll text Ollie and ask him for openness because he was the one.
Oh no! Are you throwing him under the bus?
No. He was the one that laughed at the what did Dutcher say? What stat did Dutcher say? Defense.
I thought you were trying to keep that private. You said you were going to keep that private when we talked about last.
Oh.
Thoughts on the all-you-can-eat hot dogs and soft drinks for students next week? They're doing a hot dog eating contest at halftime, I believe. I might have to throw my ring in there. I think I could do some damage.
Throw your ring in there? Is that a thing?
Throw my hat in the ring. Throw my hat. Maybe Carlos. Maybe it is a little too late for me. Throw my hat in the ring.
All right, so you'll do a hot dog eating contest, but you won't eat a handful of berries.
Yeah, but I love hot dogs. I love hot dogs, dude.
How do you know there's not berries and grapes in hot dogs? Nobody knows what's in a hot dog.
That's a good point, but it's a calculated risk I'm willing to take.
Pretty safe.
I'm willing to take that.
They're not sneaking a whole bunch of health food in there.
Nope.
Fans hated how volatile Noodles was, and now they hate that Olin is too calm. Yeah, like I wasn't.
Was Noodles that volatile? Like I wasn't around. Okay.
He was. Yeah, he was. No one's going to care about our basketball coach's personality if he wins consistently.
I saw the purple and the S, and I thought for a second this was my mom commentating, and I was like, "Whoa!" I was like,
Shannon the drummer. Like, Shannon, you kind of threw us for a loop there because it had the S, the purple. Thought we were about to get a what's for dessert kind of update. But
my family can't stand Eric Holland's demeanor.
Yeah, it's really weird. He's not a very popular man in Michigan right now.
That's not true. That's a joke. That's a joke. But yeah, last year. That's a good point.
All right, 2023 Black Friday game was also colder and windy as hell. Vibes were down. Yeah,
it's not a good one-to-one comparison on my part, but it's a level of apathy I had never really seen anywhere before, and that certainly left a bit of an impression on me. Now, that being said, what UNM is doing this year and what the fans are doing in turn, certainly I don't think it's going to be anything close to that. But I do still have reservations, and Grammer has reservations too about calling for it's going to be a sellout or something close, even if they are kind of distributing tickets.
It's going to be UNM and Boise.
Royce, you've talked about the scenarios and then just kind of just locked in on one. I mean, that would be an interesting
scenario, so it could be right.
Do you think if Boise gets Maddox Madsen back, which I think if they make the Mountain West Championship, that will be the timeline and they will be able to get Madsen back from everything I've seen, and UNM played there, do you think UNM could get its second ever win on the blue with the conference title on the line, or do you think Boise takes care of business? In front of a sold-out crowd, of course.
Sold out.
I'm not doing this. If there's any Boise, if the stable's watching this, it's not me, it's him.
Yeah, the way they're playing right now, I know I would tell you New Mexico has a chance against anybody. Yeah. I would also tell you that the way New Mexico's playing right now, they could lose to Colorado State, they could lose to Nevada, and Nevada's won 2 in a row, shout out. But New Mexico's a team right now that I can't tell you from week to week for sure how dominant they're going to be, if dominant at all. But I can tell you there's a reason they've won this many games in a row. It's because they're a pretty good team right now that believes and gets the job done on Tuesday and Wednesday and all that kind of stuff. Like they're a team that looks like they're pretty well prepared each week, and that's Tuesday, Wednesday kind of stuff, right? Richie, 9-6 today.
Oh. Oh, yeah, Richie.
Wisconsin bound. Thanks, Joey.
Well, Wisconsin just beat Illinois for their second top 25 win after announcing that Luke Fickell will be back with a notable Albuquerque native in Mason Posa playing a really big and awesome role in that team. He is playing phenomenal as of late. He was amazing in the Washington game, too. So considering all that, I have, I have a hard time seeing Wisconsin making a move on Luke Fickell at this point. There will be a year
$32 million
for Fickell.
It'd be $32 million in buyouts, 28 for Fickell and 4 for Eck for Wisconsin to make that move, and then they'd have to pay. Yeah. So it'd start at $32 million in buyouts. Do we know what former Lobo Lightning the burner?
The balloons. I don't know yet. I have no idea.
That's a good question. We should get Jalen House. Oh.
Ooh.
What's up, Sean?
Hey, there we go.
Should have said what up. He did. Word on the street says Joey Chestnut enrolled at UNM for this week.
My buddy works in minor league baseball, and one of my best friends, and they did a promotion where Joey Chestnut came to the team and did a hot dog eating thing or whatever. And he went out with Joey Chestnut after. That's a thing Joey Chestnut does. Said it was one of the wildest nights of his life. Changed the course of his life. Going out with Joey Chestnut. Just crazy.
Changed everything.
Changed everything. Changed the way he looked at life.
Wow.
Just going out in Midland, Michigan.
This may sound.
You're good. Thank you.
This may sound like I'm making this up, but Joey Chestnut and hot dog eating contest reminds me that Jared Chester of KRQE once did a hot dog eating contest at an Isotopes game and has not eaten a hot dog since, and he still gets grossed out just thinking about them.
Yeah, maybe I don't want to do the hot dog contest.
Might be good for you if you never eat a hot dog again.
Nah, I'll live with it. I'm good.
Ask Jared Chester about it. If we see him on Tuesday, we'll have to ask Jared about the hot dog eating contest. I always thought a 50-cent hot dog game at University Stadium would be fun, like the Topes do. That's right. Speaking of, would UNM even have a chance on the island this year?
Dude, There's something about the island.
Let's not do it. Let's not get Sean talking about the island.
There's something about the. There's
he gets all worked up.
There's something there.
The emotions get going. Will Coach Eck win Mountain West Coach of the Year? Seems like a no-brainer.
I think it. If San Diego State makes the Mountain West Championship and wins it, I think it's going to be Sean Lewis. Even though I think Sean Lewis has done an awesome job this year, and I think Sean Lewis is a guy that's also going to have his name in the mix for a couple of coaching opportunities coming up real soon. But I would personally, I am a Mountain West voter. I would say I would vote for Eck, given that I know more about this program and have seen things. But
I got it. Next Friday. Winner gets Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually might be like whoever wins that game. Like I can't see Jason Eck winning that game and then losing to Sean, losing to you. Yeah, losing to you for Coach of the Year.
Former Wisconsin guys meeting up. Pretty cool.
Whiskey.
We don't. That's nobody says that.
Okay.
Bucky.
Tetra might be the guy next year. He has some cojones. Does UNM reach out to the Netflix studios to get their actors to UNM football and basketball games? Seems to work for New Mexico United.
I'm unfamiliar with this concept. Is that something that's going on?
New Mexico United certainly has a lot of the Breaking Bad crew, but so do the Isotopes. Brian Cranston used to go to Isotopes games multiple times a week, as Carlos can tell us. Carlos worked for both United and Isotopes. But yeah, UNM should probably try and find a way to get more of those people there. I would agree with that. All right. If you had to pick, what G5 team are you guys putting in the playoffs? Oh, man. I hate the fact that the argument this year for there shouldn't be a group of 5 team. Yes, there should.
So ridiculous. The amount of people running with that take is just abominable, man. And it's not just an ESPN problem. It's ridiculous.
That said, this year there's not a really good candidate.
Exactly, right? Like there was a world where Memphis, you don't blow that game at UAB, you don't get you don't lose the East Carolina game. Tulane don't lose to UTSA. Shout out UTSA, though. That was big for the North Texas deal. I would go, honestly, right now, I would go for me personally, if I'm on the committee and I'm sitting with a former Kansas AD and Mark D'Antonio and Hunter Yurachek, I don't know if I'm pounding the table, but I'm probably suggesting James Madison first. But the American is so crazy. I get that North Texas hasn't played the schedule that other teams in the American have. That was one of the reasons I was so interested in North Texas and, a future on them, because I didn't think it was that bad of a schedule. But I mean, they are 10-1. It's hard to look past that. And I don't know. I think I would go with JMU first, frankly. But
X buyout year 1, $4 million, year 2, $2 million. When does that change? December 31st.
Yeah.
Albuquerque Aztecs are coming to town with Al Pacino. No way did I dream this.
Al Pacino's going to be there? That'd be crazy if Al Pacino's going to be there. I love Heat. Yeah, I think so. They have one loss, and they don't have I think they're absolutely in the running if they win the American.
All right, guys, we are caught up.
Wow.
And it's only been an hour and 18 minutes.
That's kind of honestly, the way we were going with this show, our first 15 minutes or so, that's kind of impressive.
They don't give awards for shows like this, and if they did, this would not have been one.
No.
But it was a show.
It's not about the awards, man.
Says the first place winner of the New Mexico Press Association Sports Writing Award.
Wow, did you just throw that?
Easy for you to say.
I already have rosy cheeks as is. You're gonna make me blush even more.
Easy for the guy who just keeps racking up the awards to say it's not about the awards. Some of us have to grind over here and just kind of keep trying and keep working for it. We don't just get to coast once we get a couple of those awards.
All
right.
It's a big game coming up for UNM. I don't think we probably did it justice in the show. Maybe Coach Prime is out in Boulder and is replaced by his year 1 OC, Sean Lewis. I don't think it's a bad idea, frankly, but it did. Rick George, I think, did tweet this week. He's like Dion is not on the hot seat. Now, maybe you could talk me into Dion. Unfortunately, is having a lot of health issues. So like you could maybe, I mean, maybe it's not totally unforeseen because I think people were talking about it, like in the spring a little bit too. It's not unforeseen for him maybe need to step down because of that. I think that would be unfortunate. I know Prime is a polarizing figure, but I do think he has been overall good for college football. Wow. Sean Lewis, the most I have heard, has him kind of being linked to that UCLA opening. But I also know Bob Chesney, who is the head coach of the have you ever seen Any Given Sunday? That's actually one of the big Patina movies I haven't done.
Oh, you haven't?
No, but you've never, and it's a football movie too. What's your favorite football movie?
The Program. No, Best of Times. Long before your
time. Robin Williams and Swayze, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Douglas. Kurt Russell. You said Swayze. I said Kurt Douglas. It's Kurt Russell. And let's call it Kurt Roth at this point. Yeah. But Reno Hightower is the name of Kurt Russell's character, and I love that crazy old show.
Crazy
thanks for the show. Thanks for watching the show. Thanks for the post-game show. It's fun. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Show. Got a weird feeling that Jackson Eck is going to score an offensive touchdown next week. Huh.
Josh, I know you're in Michigan, so I know you could bet on it. Ride the feeling. Just
wow.
Anytime TD score, get after it.
It's true. I can't go into politics.
He would be wading his way back into the political waters.
A couple more weeks. Steaming Willie B. Is it Willie Beeman? Yes. You got to watch. You really got to watch it.
I do need to. Yeah. I mean, it's the one.
Was it the Albuquerque Aztecs? Really? I thought it was Albuquerque. I mean, is the Albuquerque something? But was it really the Aztecs? I mean, you might be right, but the Aztecs don't sound right to me.
What if?
They were coming to Albuquerque.
What if Al Pacino was doing the balloon lighting?
Ooh.
Yeah. G5 or G6 participant has to be a conference champion, right? Yeah, it does. So, I mean, like right now, like I think JMU is going to win the conference. So, I mean, I would go with them. And I like their resume. I mean, they all the bad teams they played, they really beat the crap out of. Competitive loss to Louisville. Is December 31st a far enough date to feel comfortable saying the $4 million buyout is a thing? Don't want another Bronco hire after the buyout drops. Maybe it's late. I don't know if I'm reading this question correctly. How are you interpreting this?
I don't think. Look, I think. Like, I don't think there's going to be a job out there that's going to wait till after the buyout date to wait for Jason Eck. If that's what you're getting at, and I think it is. I don't think if we make it to December 31st and Jason Eck is still the UNM coach, Jason Eck's probably still going to be the UNM coach.
Yeah.
Habdom should have worn a taco outfit for the race today. Should have worn a taco outfit for the race today. Would have made Geoff feel right at home. It's probably true. We speculate about Eck, but what about the OCDC thing? Yeah, that's probably worth maybe a Tuesday show topic.
I just out of this right now, Schleiss, offensive coordinator Luke Schleissner and Eck, they've been working together for a long time. They have a really good relationship. I don't think, given I'm not like saying this to like dog on him, obviously, and all that. Like, I don't think Schleiss has a super attractive resume, at least honestly, I mean, FCS and like D2 schools, I mean, he's worked at both those levels for a long time. So like, maybe there is like a connection I'm not thinking of and all that too. But I don't know if, I think if there was a guy that was maybe going to get poached off the staff from a coordinator spot, it might be, honestly, like it might be like Spence Nowinski. I think he's done a really nice job, and I think people are noticing. And he's a guy that's worked at a bunch of different levels before, and had a lot of success. So I don't know, but I think they would stay loyal to Eck unless they had a great opportunity.
Still relevant in football. Why do I saw that photo up?
Yeah, this is
Diego Pavia will be invited to the Heisman. Have they already announced that?
They haven't announced that. I do think if they beat Tennessee, I think he's a lock for it.
You see what he did today? 5 touchdowns.
Crazy. But it was. Well, I don't want to be the guy who's dogging on Kentucky either, because I mean Kentucky beat Florida, and I don't know.
Don't you yuck on my yum?
Don't you? You want me to yuck on Mark Stoops' yum?
Yeah, don't yuck on his yum. Are Lobos Are Lobos in if they win next week?
Not as of right now, 10:35 p.m. Mountain Time on November 22nd, 2025.
I did.
Whoa. What'd you get?
So I went.
That hot dog looked good, man. That looked good. You a little potato salad with that too?
Yeah, I did. So I didn't go to a great place, but near my hotel is just a place called Smokehouse. How generic, right? And it's not one of the 10 recommendations, but it was pretty damn good. I can tell you that. So we are wrapping up. Sean's getting escorted off the academy. Government shutdown is in effect. November to remember.
Because I'm a Navy guy.
You think the New Mexico Bowl is most likely for UNM? I still do.
As of now, yes.
Damn, I met Uriah might be the guy. Yeah. Autocorrect must be a grammar creation. Fire grammar baskets. Yeah.
Sean, I appreciate that. Never lose sight of the ultimate goal of fire grammar.
That's right. He's not leaving. Grammar? Good timing. Fire grammar. He's not leaving. Eck is who's not leaving. Nor am I, by the way. Went to Joe's Barbecue in Kansas City on Wednesday night, and it mostly lived up to the hype. Missed out on the burnt ends. Oh, burnt ends.
Yeah. You know what I did today? Nope. I got Culver's, and I love Culver's.
Okay.
Didn't get cheese curds, and I realized that as I was somebody brought it to my attention, and I was really disappointed in myself.
I'm disappointed in you too, but it has nothing to do with the cheese curds. I don't like cheese curds.
What? Okay. Well, we'll get back to that later. There's not good cheese curds in New Mexico though.
Okay. There's good grapes. Are we rooting for Utah State right now?
Yeah.
Watch the end of any given Sunday. It's the Barbecue Aztecs. Oh no, it's the ABQ Aztecs. In fairness, there is a missing letter, and we're just talking barbecue.
You're making me hungry, dude. Like, ooh.
Right by my hotel, there's also another really good barbecue place. I think it's named after Ryan Berryman. They got the meat.
All right,
night,
2 minutes.
Good night, gentlemen. Thank you for doing the show.
Thank you, Ruben.
I'll wrap up with this. Lobo basketball. Horrible Nebraska game. Super impressive Mississippi State game. Talked with some people. There was a national writer here I'll talk more about maybe Tuesday. Just absolutely in love with Eric Olin.
Who?
Talk about it later.
No, who was it? Come on, who was it?
It's CJ Moore. He wrote about it.
Yes.
So, like, Eric Olin is still very much admired by people outside of the Lobo fan base, and I think most Lobo fans are fine with it too. So, but yeah, Tomislav does have 1 year of eligibility. I'm reading ahead in comments. Tomislav is a freshman, but he also is a freshman with only 1 year of eligibility. I do think they're going to fight for a second year, but they have not yet started that process yet. But I think they have a chance. Check out the Garden of Gods. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of on my list tomorrow when I have a little bit of time. Have a busier Sunday tomorrow. But
give yourself a couple hours. If you get an hour or two though. Good night. See you Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday night, Alabama State. They've been at Air Force this whole week playing in a tournament, basketball we're talking. And
the Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt Invitational.
It is not the Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt Invitational.
Jeremiah Hickson. Tito Stafford.
Nope. Okay. Nope, it's the Falcon Invitational. They're playing the Air Force Falcon Invitational up at Air Force. So
that's what I meant.
No. Yeah, well, that's what you got it. Lobo basketball Wednesday night, Lobo football Tuesday night, and by that I mean Friday night. Weekly show Tuesday afternoon at the coach's show.
Brutal turnaround for UNM football. Brutal.
Got a Saturday night game in the Springs and a Tuesday afternoon game.
You play an option team and they got to turn around and then play the top team in the league.
Noon on Tuesday. All right, guys. Thanks for being on. Sean, thanks for being here. This would have been really weird without you.
Awesome. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Shout out to the Reider fam. And yeah, thanks everybody who basically produces our show for us as always. Put the bow on UNM football. They have a ton to play for on Friday, and that is just not a place this program has been in a long, long time. So, yeah.
Captain Samuel content in tomorrow's Albuquerque Journal print edition already online right now, and there will be a podcast up later tonight within an hour. Sean, see you back in Albuquerque. Probably not till Tuesday. I'm not trying to come into the office before Tuesday, so
I will not be in the office on Monday either. So we'll see you Tuesday. All right, thank you, everybody.
Oh, wait. All right, now I will see you guys later.